Good morning everybody and welcome to another solo run on the RetroBrown channel. Today we are going to go with Chansey. And I'm genuinely really excited for this one because if you aren't aware of how Gen 1 competitive works, Chansey is one of the best Pokemon in Gen 1. And that's pretty much down to its special. I mean, look at that HP stat as well, 250, the highest HP stat in all of Gen 1. But that special stat, because we don't have the special split in this generation, makes Chansey an absolute beast. You might be wondering who the rival is for today. Our rival for today is Leela Sobushi, who is one of my long-time subscribers, and I think joined during the month of RetroBrown. I am getting through a lot of the subscribers from that period last year. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So, we've got so much to work with when it comes to a Chansey. I know we only have a 5 base stat, an attack and defense, but who needs that? We've got 105 in special, which is so amazing. We're going to go with the name Joy for our Chansey today, and we'll get the rival to choose Charmander because we have such a low defense stat. If they're going to use the likes of Slash, that's definitely not going to be working in our favour. So having that low defense and the high HP, it actually kind of balances out a little bit. I mean, even at level 5, we've got 41 HP. And as you'll see, by the time we even get through this, we'll get to Brock and we will have ridiculous amounts of HP. So let's get started with the run. In Viridian Forest, because we don't really have too much to work with starting out with, we have Pound and we have Double Slap. Double Slap's not too bad considering when it comes to Brock. He's going to have such high defense and our low attack is not going to help us there. That multi-turn hit is actually going to ensure we can deal out some damage. But it means that we've only got 15 PP to work with. Through Viridian Forest, we're just going to level up a little bit because we've got no moves to work with really that are very effective against Brock. That means that we need to really work our way through with just Pound and Double Slap until we get to level 24 where we get Sing. So it might be a bit of a slog. I mean, we lose against the Light Years trainer straight away, and at level 11 we go in with another attempt. His Diglett's already got us down to very little HP, and I'm not even sure this is going to be enough to take out the Sandshrew. Double Slap is easily our best move, and yeah, even at level 11, this is not a good time for our Chansey. What is good about Chansey is it does level up very quickly. So at level 13, we can go against the Light Years trainer again, and because we are now only at level 13, we've got 91 HP to work with, and that gives us more than enough to get through this Sandshrew, and at 5 HP, we take the win going into level 14. It's going to be a different story when it comes to Brock though. Because his Geodude and his Onix have both got ridiculous defenses, Double Slap is our best move to be using here. And I was wrong before, it looks like, I know I'm not wrong, we do have 15 PB to work with Double Slap, but that's not really going to help us out too much here. So we are just not dealing out enough damage here, and we can tank quite a lot of hits because of our high HP, but level 14 is just not enough to cut it here. If we had a special move, we would be through this so quickly. We've had to level up to level 18, which of course is going to affect... It's going to affect our end time, which is not very good at all. But we are, as soon as we get past Brock, the amount of time that we make up is going to be ridiculous. So, at level 18, we have a much better time against that Geodude. We don't have much PP to work with Double Slap, and ideally I'd rather have 35 PP for Double Slap than I would for Pound. With 12 HP, we finally get through to the Onix, but we have a big problem. If he uses Bide even once, we've got nothing to counter that because we have to go for an attack. So we have to level up even more, and at level 22 we've got nearly 150 HP to work with. This might be enough to get us through this very first fight, and I've opted to use Pound against the Geodude because when it comes to Bide against the Onix, if we hit him with Double Slap, it's only going to count that very first hit of Double Slap. Bide doesn't take into account the cumulative damage over multiple hits. It only takes, in Gen 1, the very first hit that you do. So at 30 HP here, we are now going to attack that Onix, and he does go for Bide, but he misses. So we can get a few more hits in. He just keeps going for Bide, But seeing as we're already doing 1 point of damage with that very first hit, or at least 2 maybe, it's only doing 4 damage to us, and because we've got so much HP to work with, we're getting a good range of hits with double slap, we managed to whittle it down to a very, very low HP. When it unleashes energy there, we tank it on 8 HP, and the HP was the deciding factor here. Meaning, we take the win. We have lost quite a lot of time going against Brock here by having to level up, but it now means we can move on, and you can see here, at level 22, our 5 base attack is with these 2 moves. It's just not good at all. What we need to do is get through to Mount Moon as quick as we can, where we can pick up the move Water Gun, and we can also pick up the move Mega Drain. We don't have that in this. Oh no, we don't. No, we can't learn Mega Drain. It's Mega Punch that we want to get. Yes, it's a physical type move. It's got 80 base power though, which means that even with our low attack, it's still going to do a decent amount of damage and more than Pound or Double Slap would ever do. But ideally, we do want Water Gun because it is a special move, and because we've got a ridiculous 105 special. Yeah, that's what we want. So as soon as we can get Water Gun, we're going to be sailing. That won't be the case when it comes to Misty. Misty will still be a very hard fight, but considering our high HP, we can tank a lot of hits, and our high special means that the likes of her Water Gun and Bubble Beam TMs, they're not going to do much damage to us, meaning we can tank a lot more than we probably would be able to. So, going against the Super Nerd in Mount Moon, Water Gun is pretty much one-shotting most of these Pokemon. We can get rid of Double Slap for Sing. Double Slap has just got... it doesn't have much use for the rest of this game now. So we need to get Sing because that gives us a chance to put people to sleep, and we can do a lot of damage while they're asleep. So we pick up the Helix Fossil, praising Lord Helix, and we move on to Cerulean City, where we go against the rival on Nugget Bridge. At level 24, Water Gun is probably our best move. Mega Punch is probably doing around about the same amount of damage, but the deciding factor in this moveset right now is the move Sing. We got the Pidgeotto to sleep, and Charmander also goes down to 1 Water Gun, meaning we take quite a comfortable win against Leia Sobushi. And we can move on to Misty. We are very overleveled for this point in the game, but that is going to round out very, very quickly. I went into this fight not even at full HP. I was that confident we were going to win this one. We take down the Staryu with very little competition, I would say. And once we've got the Starmie to sleep, we're just going to use Mega Punch. Because it resists water-type moves, there's no real point of using Water Gun in this fight. We need to keep it asleep, and then we can Mega Punch our way to victory. We're not doing too much damage out. This is where the 5 base attack really doesn't work into our favour, but our high HP gives us enough to hold out and get the win. Chansey is such a good Pokemon, and looking at that 5 base attack and defense, normally you would look at that and just think, nah, I don't want to use that one. I would say it's deceptively one of the best Pokemon in this generation. So, we've now picked up Bubble Beam from beating Misty, meaning that we've got a very powerful water-type move on our roster. And it means that the rival on the SSN is not going to be a problem whatsoever, and I actually think this is going to be an easy fight against Surge. And we want to beat Surge now because we want to pick up the TM Thunderbolt. Voltorb is not going to be a problem whatsoever. Electric types don't actually resist water, I don't think, do they? No, we're just going to go with Mega Punch either way. And yeah, we're not getting a not very effective, so 3 Bubble Beams takes down the Raichu, and we actually take the win and get Thunderbolt, which is perfect. We've got more type variation now, meaning Rock Tomb is going to be that much easier. We can take out Slowpokes with Thunderbolt, and when it comes to the Exploding Hiker, we have got no problem sweeping through this fight. It's going to be a while before he's going to outmuscle us again. So, when we can move on to Cerulean, we're going to increase our move roster even further. We're going to pick up Ice Beam and then go straight for Erica. With Ice Beam on our roster, we should not be losing this fight in any regard. The most annoying thing about the Victory Belt is it uses Wrap on us. But we get through because of our high HP, we don't take too much damage. At level 35, we beat this fight, and Erica gives us her badge, meaning we get Mega Drain, which we can't learn, as I alluded to earlier in the video, mumbling with my words. That brings us to Giovanni. Giovanni's going to go down to a couple of Ice Beams, The biggest threat on his team is going to be that Kangaskhan because we have no super effective moves that we can use. We could have gone and got submission, but to be fair, with 5 base attack, it's no real point. I did debate getting rid of Sing, and when it came to it, I thought we might actually need to badge boost at some point. So I decided to put Minimise on our moveset, but it's not going to stay in there all too long, really. Against the rival in the Lavender Tower, we're pretty much sweeping through all of the teams right now. We've just leveled up so quickly. We have got no problem against this team here, and it means we're going to go against Leia straight away in Silphcore. But before we even do that, we're going to go to Mr. Psychic's house and pick up Psychic, even further in the variety of moves on our roster. And I was looking at here and I was thinking, Mega Punch, you've served your use. Let's see how we do against Rival 5. So first up, he's always going to send up the Pidgeot. And I went into this fight without any Ice Beam PP. So, yeah, we kind of really did not help ourselves here, considering we get Leech Seed as well, and because of our high HP, Leech Seed will just give them so much HP back. And of course, this comes to the Alakazam, who is a big problem. It's got high special attack, meaning we can't take it out in one, and it just likes to spam Recover. So when we finally do take it down with Thunderbolts, we're on to the final Charizard, and this is where I realised that we needed to change up what we were doing, because we got beaten by Rage, of all things. So we needed Ice Beam just to get through this fight. Execute's going to go down to just one Ice Beam, meaning we've got through to the Gyarados without being Leech Seeded. We're not paralysed, we're not Leech Seeded, we're not even confused here. I set up one Minimise just to give us a little bit of badge boost and also a bit of insurance with our evasion. But it brings us through to the Charizard with a lot of HP. It doesn't matter what it can do here, we will win this fight. Level 42, we can then go against Giovanni, who, with our moveset, is going to be completely washed over. It's not going to be a hard fight whatsoever. And of course, we always have to deal with this Rocket Grunt here. It's just kind of annoying that this Grunt's here, in all honesty. I mean, you've already beaten your rival, why do you have to go against another Grunt before going against Giovanni? But either way, the fight is going to be incredibly easy. He's got no fighting type moves, meaning the only trainer that can really give us a big problem on this run could be Bruno with his Machamp. Literally the only trainer that could do super effective damage to us and actually give us a bit of a problem. But we do beat out Giovanni, and I'm actually going to get rid of Minimise for Defense Curl. That way we're not just going to break the game by increasing our evasion so much, but we can still badge boost if we need to. This brings us on to Sabrina. Now, we don't have any physical type moves to take her out, so this could be difficult in some regard. We're going to go for Thunderbolts. It's a decent move to be using here, but it takes 3 to take out just the Kadabra. It takes 2 to take down the Mr. Mime, bringing us on to the Venomoth, where Ice Beam is disabled. But then I remembered that Venomoth is a bug poison type, meaning Psychic will do super effective damage. When it comes to the Alakazam, he pretty much throws the fight just by using Psywave. I've never seen a big use for Psywave. It is really a bad move, and especially in Gen 1. But that's 5 badges now, and we can move on to Koga. Now, Koga is going to be an incredibly easy fight as well. We have Psychic on our moveset. There's really not much standing in the way of this Chansey dominating the Pokemon world at this point. We haven't even used any vitamins to increase our stats. I'm doing this purely based off the stats that we get throughout this run. And even though we're poisoned, it doesn't really matter. Sludge does massive damage. You know what? If we'd taken a self-destruct there, we actually might have lost. Because our defense is so bad that, yeah, it probably would have killed us. But we beat Koga, we pick up strength, and we can go and beat Blaine, who's the second from final gym leader here on this challenge. So, once we've picked up Surf, we can get the rare candy here. I don't actually think I'm going to need these rare candies in all honesty, but I've picked them up just in case. And that brings us down to Cinnabar Island. Now, considering we've got rid of Bubble Beam, we don't have any super effective moves that we can actually use against Blaine here. But with the combination of Ice Beam, Thunderbolt and Psychic, I don't think we're going to struggle at all. I really don't think we're going to struggle. Even if we get burned, it's not going to make too much of a problem because we're using special type moves. And when you get burned, It's only your attack that gets half, not your special. So we can actually badge boost a little bit here. He does have a lot of physical type moves with takedown, so it gives us a little bit of badge boost, but I'm not doing it too much to just make us broken. Psychic will do just under half damage on the Rapidash, and this is why we use Defense Curl a little bit. So unless he uses takedown, we actually lose for the first time in quite a while. Yeah, we haven't lost since Rival 5 here. So let's go into this a little bit differently. We're just going to go straight for a couple of Defense Curls. And the main thing is we don't want to get burnt, we don't want to get hit by any physical type moves. We do get burnt annoyingly, but it's just going to delay the inevitable for Brain here. Once we've set up completely, Psychic is now doing a hell of a lot more damage. We're down to half HP here, and this actually is not the best scenario for us. If we get hit by a Stomp, ooh, we miss Fire Spin, that's perfect. If we got hit by a Stomp there, we probably would be in the same situation as the last attempt. Fire Blast does barely any damage to us, and we take the win with 36 HP left. That HP stat is just carrying us, completely carrying us through this run. And that brings us to the final gym leader, which of course is Giovanni. And with our moveset, our special stat, this is not going to be a problem whatsoever. Most of his Pokemon are quite slow, apart from the likes of Dugtrio. I think we're pretty much, even with our 50 base speed, we're going to outspeed most things. We're not even at his level cap for the gym, we're level 49 here. And of course we take a Growl from the Dugtrio, which means it adds to our badge boost against our will. Meaning our Psychics do a lot more damage, and Rhydon comes out and one Ice Beam takes the win. Level 50, we have beaten Giovanni and the 8 gyms, and that brings us on to the next fight against Leia. So, Leia Sobushi, can you beat us before the Elite Four here? That's what I want to know. First up, we have Pidgeot that goes down to a Thunderbolt. Rhyhorn goes down to an Ice Beam. Execute will go down to an Ice Beam. We are whitewashing this one so far. That's 4 for 4. Next up is the Alakazam, and there's no way we're beating this in one shot. I'm going to go and try and go for the freeze. And we were confused, which isn't a great position to be in. But that brings us on to the Charizard, and Slash does ridiculous amounts of damage. Leia, you have destroyed my attempt so far. So it means this time I am going to badge boost a little bit, meaning we can got a lot more to work with, especially with Defense Curls, giving us a bit more to work with. So once we've set up, we're at half HP, taking a lot of damage from that Pidgeot, but from here we can still sweep as like we did on the previous attempt. The main thing is that badge boost is going to increase our speed, which is what we want. We want to outspeed his. If we can outspeed his Charizard, that gives us a good chance to get a Thunderbolt in. We don't outspeed him even after all that, but he goes for a Flamethrower. If he'd gone for Slash, maybe they would have had another chance to beat us, but we beat the rival and move on to the Elite Four. First up is Lorelei, and I don't think this is going to be a problem whatsoever. Thunderbolt does half damage on Dugong. We have not used our rare candies here. This is just the natural level we have got to, and I'm not going to learn Double Edge in this. There's no point when our attack is so low. Jinx is up 4th, and gets a few double slaps in. It looks like it does a lot more damage than what it actually is, but with our high HP... Wow, actually that Jinx took out so much of our HP. Wow, we nearly lost that to the Lapras's Body Slam. Okay. A little bit of a scare, but this brings us on to Bruno, the one who actually, I would say, probably has the best chance of beating a Chansey. That is if he can outspeed us. We outspeed most of his Pokemon and just taking them out with one Psychic each. This is actually a very easy fight so far, but can this Machamp? It can tank one Psychic. That is really, really surprising. But that brings us on to Agatha. 2 out of the 4 down. Can we get a third first time win? So, Psychic is easily the best move to be using here. It's super effective against these poison types. And the most annoying thing is we get confused straight away. We're still hitting through all of those confusions with Psychic, but Psychic doesn't take out Haunter in one hit. Really confusing, that one. We finally break through confusion to actually hit, and the Arbok goes down to 1. We've got a lot of HP to work with. Nightshade does barely any damage, and we take a first win against Agatha. That's every single Elite Four member so far with a first time win, and that's going to continue going into Lance. He's only got 2 Pokemon that could actually do a bit of damage to us, and that's Gyarados, who goes down to 1 Thunderbolt. The rest of his Pokemon are just going to go straight down to Ice Beam. We do get Supersonics by the Aerodactyl, which is not a great position to be in, but we power through and we hit an Ice Beam to take a whitewash win against Lance. Meaning, Leosorbushi, final attempt to stop my run here with Chansey. Final attempt to stop Chansey beating the world. So, we don't take out the Pidgeot with one Ice Beam. We're now level 59 going into the Alakazam, and we're just going to try and reduce its special down. So, it's going to recover pretty much anything that we do, but Thunderbolt is going to be a free hit KO. It gets a few Psybeams in, but it's not a problem whatsoever. We're through to the Rhydon, we're through to the Executor, and then we get put to sleep, which is not a good scenario considering Executor uses physical attacking moves, and it starts whittling us down. I didn't think this would be the Pokemon to end our run with Barrage. Oh, let's try this again. We beat the Pidgeot on the first try. Alakazam takes off quite a bit of damage there, but we outspeed, we take it down. Rhydon goes down again to an Ice Beam. Why has he got a Rhydon? It's such a bad Pokemon. Stomp does tons of damage, bringing us on to the second from last Pokemon. And Gyarados goes down to Thunderbolt. Last up is Charizard, who goes down to 2 Thunderbolts. Meaning, Leosorbushi, you've given me a good ride in this one, but Chansey is the champion. And let's see how much time we managed to recuperate after the amount of time we spent leveling up for Brock. Level 60. What time did we finish on? 3 hours and 40 minutes. Considering how much time it spent at the start of the game, that's a fantastic recovery to get under 4 hours with Chansey. I'm very happy with that one. So now we finish this run, let's see what we're going to do next time on the wheel. We are halfway through the Pokédex here. First up is Hitmonlee, and that's a strong contender. I've already done the Hitmonchan run, and it was a decent run. Hitmonlee is usually considered to be a lot stronger. So, Shellder is next, and it's been a while since I've done the Cloyster line. It might be a good idea to just close that one out. And last up is Voltorb, so, you know, I want to close out that Cloyster line, so let's go with Shellder for the next video, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Thank you for getting to this point in the video. If you have, please like and subscribe and share, you legends. And we will see you next week with another run. Take care.